experience I've acquired was able to be my kind of guide. But the bottom line of it is our attitude. Who did you see yourself as? Because what I say is, most of our people will feel to be an inferior in the field. When you get to the field, you feel I'm inferior to doctor, I'm inferior to nurses. No, they are all professional in our own area. That's the first thing you have to have. Change that mindset, remove that inferiority complex. Because I saw that what I encounter in the life of most of our people is that they have that complexity. I had an encounter with a doctor when I was in the hospital. It was my senior colleague. I went to tell the player, he come in and he never personally. So when the guy came, he was very to CMG. He was like, who is that person? Who is that? I was like, excuse me, good morning, sir. I'm a professional in my field and I know my limits. And as a medical doctor, you should know your limits. This is my field, sir. And immediately I said that you can't change the story. And he was not like, okay, please, can you assist me? And I said, okay, what please? I can attend to you, sir. Nobody can come and harass you. You should know your rights as a professional. So what I'm doing is don't belittle yourself. Because at information management, you are looking at the people on the field and feel like this profession is on the lowest level. No, we are high up there. And just like what Dr. Ade just said, when you go into IT, the sky is your limit. Our profession is backed by information technology. And if you are not there, you are not alive. And you will be there was a time that the manual did something like, and I think that it's a moving train, and the train of the profession is moving. Forget about all this application and stuff. As you are moving, everyone will guide you. But make sure that you are not left behind. When the train is moving, make sure you enter that train and move with it. We are talking of 21st century, and you want to go higher. How do I go higher? Forget about the dichotomy of technician. When you finish one, you will know what's next to do. And we have professionals here that will guide you on what to do next. Just ensure that you are not left behind. God bless you.
And you put them together for Mother here who has told us practical steps. Don't wait too long on one spot. She did PGD, she did data management. She went out to public health and continued to conquer the land. And I'm so happy that we have somebody we can call our own, who is a deputy director in the state. If you know what that means, you put your hands together again to change us. Dr. Adeoyo, when Dr. Nancy was talking, she made mention of, they just recruit fresher into the department or the unit. And one of the headaches that I have as the head of the department is recruiting a new hand. They are totally off key, if I use that word, 100%. For government sector, I want to address it in private sector terms. For government, you do the normal routine for government. But for us who are in health sector, health is business and must be addressed that way. Right from dressing, the appearance, the way people talk, the way people look, people are coming for interview, you cannot, when they are speaking, sometimes they go, we have somebody, how much do you think we can offer you? The person say anything. I said, say it again. I said, even 50,000, I don't mind. How do we change that narrative? It's terrible. It looks like I'm still coming to the man in school because we want to ask what are they doing?
Exactly. I wanted to say that should have been thrown to for students and
you are in the department.
I got it. Now, this is the point. It begins from the school. We just identify that. And from school, we begin to work on the psyche of our students. Then, like for me now, just last week, a new staff resumed my unit. She was just employed last month and was posted to my unit. Today, she has not spent 1 month. in my unit. And there is a training that we are organizing with our, I did not get a response. So I called her this morning and said, so person, I sent you a link yesterday to join training. Only data. And I said, how much does it take? I was already driving down here, so I don't really wait. And I said, okay, get to borrow the money. I'm going to refund the money. All I want you to do is this 2 hours training, you must attend it. And you are going to do a step down training for others. With that, she will sit up, right? That's just the way we carry ourselves. A lot of so many trainings are available free on the YouTube. Soft skills training, but it's a function of our attitude that we need to work upon now. In it, you cannot come to school dressed as a man without time to be sent back. We don't use uniform, but that's just the culture. Even when you are in the classroom, you must, whether you are practical or not, I mean, these are just the little things that we need to continue to reiterate, continue to monitor, and we'll be better for it. Just know that there is a height you need to attain, you cannot be less, and you begin to see yourself matching up with every other professional, whether they study medicine or nursing or anything they study. And that's just the mindset that we need to carry.
Thank you very much. Let's come together for Dr. Adeoye for that insightful practical knowledge. Dr. Imeki. Yeah, I'll call you doctor because we need to hype ourselves a little bit. Recently, I attended some meeting from my organization, and during the course of the meeting, we have, after some major things, we have sharp discussion, conversation as far as HR is concerned. Everybody just talk anyhow. That statement gets me mad. Most of our government hospitals are adopting EMR. They are sidelining them to only registration part. They don't even have access to some of the modules on the EMR because they believe their job is just registration. And if you have a good EMR, it should do your coding and whatever automatically. That is one of the criteria. So I want to ask you, how do we start having intellectual conversations with other partners in the health sectors? Because you are in school, and I think it's something we may not be able to catch up those who are there anymore. Dr. just said, somebody said, you need data. I mean, except if it's on the line of informal discussion. But if you tell me that in my place of work, I get to keep you query, because it's totally offset. So in school, how do we inculcate that to this new generation that is coming? Because we are focusing on coming up higher. We want to leave that era where you get to government setting, all you hear them talking is about, not even Yoruba, is the local dialect, and they are even laughing, watching TV, and anyway. So,
thank you so much for that question. Let's start from the start. You mentioned that you were in the garden and somebody was there. You are the first person they see that can hold conversations working on HIV. I hear that a lot. You know, my daily purpose will tell me that why did I study HIV? You know, it's funny. Like, whenever you hear HIV, you think that some bunch of people don't put their comments. You know, I hear that a lot, but it all boils down to ourselves. We want to develop ourselves. The school has its own faults, even the board does. When I came out as HOD, I had in my focus. We were in a meeting determining the cutoff for provincial exams, the final corporation exams, where we set up for each department. And so, while those that don't meet up with other tablets, they will like find a way to help. So, right there in my presence, the HOD of the medical lab was ready to go beyond the quota being given by the board. This man was saying he doesn't want problem with their board. And then he was telling me the HOD to admit more than, I was so furious that, in fact, I had to go results. That was how pained I was. You are out of the experience. But then, all begins with even us as professionals. How do we carry ourselves? We see ourselves as pushover, as dumping ground. I understand my ground, and we had event, and he was the board member. He told me that I had market. But when I took my ground, only for it was 3 days after, my government came with a letter from the board, bending the same quota set. Look at that. When I was there standing my ground, I know the people will be. My government came with a letter from the board, bending. So that makes me look foolish. Make me look, like insane. And I had to, because they had the backing already. So, but then, having said that, we too, as students too, even if he was not a choice of us, because accepted, you need to know, okay? You need to, have that mindset that I want to be the best version of the professional. You don't need to just go to my car and say, okay, no. But then, as usual, I have to say that every song you can write that, can breathe. You read the class now, you know you just can write that, can breathe. These are not the tools, these are just by the way. The way you start to understand that you need to start having specialties in me, you can't hold statistics. Okay? The better for us. So we as students, we have our own duty to do. The school has our own duty, and even the board has its own duty. Not to on the standards, like what is the standard. We are not paying for any person, whether the person may be. So we all have our role to play and God will help us.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's put our hands together. We're going to the area of policy. And I want to start with you. We know we have our problem, but now you are in a place of authority where you can drive policy, you can get it down to the root. How do we drive policy that will change the narrative from the board? You just mentioned board. What are the steps you think we can team up to take to drive policy that will change the current narrative?
It's a big question. Because the major factor is the board. Just like what you said, there are a lot of things that we have been able to fight for the upward movement of the profession, but the board has been a limiting factor. Like when the policy is coming out, and the board is bringing a counter policy. For instance, now that technician the technician conversion, it was done for all profession technicians that they terminate at level 14. Our board brought the in after terminate at 13. You can see that the board have countered the national. So when we are talking of policy, for the implementation for our profession, it is dependent on any memo that is coming out from the board. So I don't know if we have any means of taking some of these planning sessions and collating it and forwarding it to the board. For the board to know that before they take some key decision, they should involve key stakeholders that are relevant to that decision they want to take.
Thank you. Dr. Adeojo. The next question, just in another leg of that question, is that yes, we know we need to gather things, but we know that you cannot do more than your exposures, the knowledge. And I don't want to go into politics of the board, but how do we change the current status of the board so that people like Dr. Nancy will be sitting down there and we know if she's there, things will flow. How do we get to that level?
There is a verse of the Bible that says, let no man say there is nothing I can do. I mean, there is little we can do at our corner. The bulk of the work lies with the regulatory authority, no doubt about that. But what do we do? For me, I'm a unionist, for example. I lead Nigerian Union of Allied Health Professionals as a chairman for like past 6 years now in my facility. I'm a member of the state council. I go to national. And I was in a meeting one day, they were talking about internship, central placement of internship. And I was like, even though we cannot really say China has started internship in Nigeria, but we can also be enlisted into the professions that will eventually enjoy central placement of internship. when the time comes. That's the policy document. And we're able to slot in the money. That's one. The board is not there. As at that time said, there is no HIM, BSc, HIM in Nigeria. Thank God we have started now. But we can say that when our graduates complete their 5 years program, they can flow into having their intern. That's a policy, right? Now, then we just started a session of clinical coding and improvements. If you know the time I've written a proposal on specialization clinical coding, and I push it. In fact, when my organ became a board member, I said, wow, I want to be an easy ride. And to my surprise, it was not an easy ride. And the policy was almost dying. I mean, the proposal was almost dying on my table. But now, I saw a group of vibrant officers who said, we must specialize in clinical coding. And from nowhere, they started. They kicked the ground running. One day, they will be recognized. And it will become part of our profession. Now, please, let me just close this. The Minister of State for Health was in our facility 3 weeks ago. And being a junior leader, like I said, it was an opportunity to interact with him. We are sowing seeds that will germinate, not now, but tomorrow. And lastly, we had a set of accreditation team on Monday and Tuesday this week. And when they go to our environments, in fact, let me say that since we started our EMR, some of us have brought in, my HOD has PhD, myself I have PhD, we have master students. Once they get to our department, it has already been an easy ride. You know, they came with checklists each time, and they tick. They said, wow, people are doing great. So now, when they came on Monday, and they saw our scorecard, they were like, why didn't two people start a school here? You know, they came for accreditation of residency in one area of medicine or the other. There are about 11 of it running my institution. Federal Medical Center. But medical doctors are running their residency. And they were asking, why didn't you start your own school here? And we said, I replied, I said, well, we're not thinking of running any degree course because we have Achiman University, we have several universities running PhD, HIV. Even College of Health Technology, we don't have any problem with that. What we have issue with is specialization courses. And I told the team lead, I said, very soon we want to begin, a specialization course in clinical coding. And he said, what will you be awarded? I told him, he said, wow, are you getting it? He said, by time, I'm already sowing a seed of what HIL is capable of doing in the next couple of years, and we'll get there in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much. To close this group, I want to ask Mr. Abed. Just from what he has just told us, a lot of other professions have specializations, and then they expand from time to time, accreditation, reaccreditation, and all that. How do we upskill our teachers to ensure that they fit into the new trend? Just before you came around, I showed on my laptop how we use AI to develop EMR to the group here. And that's the part we are thinking right now. So I want you to tell us, how do we upscale, for some of us who are up there working, how do we upscale to align to the new trend in this present time?
Thank you. And upskilling is a personal thing. You don't have to wait until somebody comes to tell you, I want to upskill you. If you know your own, you know that don't stay on the same spots for years. There are new trends, so you have to flow. You don't have to flow. There are an answer says, once a river stops to flow, has to sink. So some of us went to school 10 years ago, we are still holding on to that same certificate. No, that's not that. God has left us. So it's a personal thing. It will surprise you that most of us go to seminars, conferences, we come back, we don't step down to our colleagues. Once a knowledge not shared, a knowledge that will die. So we as professionals need to start thinking and changing narratives. You only want to be man of God. One day, once you are out there, you will scatter. But you need to start sharing ideas with other people. You must not have, and not to be the only one to be everywhere. Then they call it only you post, only you post. All the time, only you post. No. You must understand that you as a leader, once your followership is not of skill or knowledgeable, then you have a problem. But once you go off the system, it's not practice. So in a personal thing, we must see ourselves and see the need of skill. Okay, learn new trends so that we can make data a better practice.
Thank you very much, Ryan. We have two sessions to do. I hope we are not taking too much of your time. We want to take questions from the audience, and after that, we'll take the last section. Or maybe actually, do we have a question from the audience, please? Yes, I see hands up. Please come forward so that you can have the mic. Or do I hear an usher that can take the mic down? Question. I need somebody from the choir too so that you can use the mic for. Please ask your question. Practical questions.
Good day, sir. My question is that is it a bad thing to go for PFC after ending?
Is that all? Okay. I'll take any other questions. Okay. Somebody's there. Please, quiet. The question is it a bad thing to go for PFC after 8 training? Mr. Babel will be answering that question.
So, this is Achiman. My question
Okay.
goes to the.
Find out if there is other question.
My question goes to the definition of the thing. Like, on the board, why can't the council technician should just be ND, HND, and BSc? In the sense that anybody that goes for technician, there's discrimination. Because the way they be like, I used to we can't further more, we can't go further. So it's something that pays students, and it's something that we are not being told. Some of us, because we want to go for a particular course, and JAMB has just gone its own way, then we are introduced into this profession. And some of us, we don't really know this profession, but we are interested in it. So you just applying the form and going for 3 years course, and at the end of the day, you be like, it is what to write home about. So why can't there be a kind like they should just cancel it? It should just be the normal people like ND, HND, the BSc. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Any other questions?
Achiman, thank you for this section. By the virtue of grace, I've learned lots. But there is
Quiet.
But there is one thing I would like to ask. Now, even to many of our colleagues here, even in HND levels, let's talk about the Indian technician. We always believe that HIM is only based on you working in the hospital. Now, apart from our own personal development, what do you think? Thank God that our mommy is in the Ministry of Health. What do you think our schools can do so that they will stop, they can stop limiting us to hospital? For example, our student going for SEWET, if you will post, Lagos State Teaching Hospital, if you are going to post, so hospital, why can't we are told that HIM is everywhere, you can work everywhere? Why not distribute, okay, this set of people go to the hospital, this set of people, Ministry of Health, this set of people, maybe the breweries or NFC like that. How do you think?
Thank you very much. Big reminder, we'll answer this first thing. Let me start with Mrs. Tonansi. You answer the first, the last question. Then, hold on, we are coming. My you have 1 minute.
I believe in Mr. Kabek as supposed to answer that, but what I can say about that is because that one lies on the school.
On the school, yeah.
Because it's school that people see.
Oh, okay.
And actually, what he's saying is right. We have a senior student from Balkan, Public Health, coming to Ministry of Health. And why can't we have senior student from Health Information Management? These are not enough for us.
Mr. Babel, please. Next set of students, Ministry of Health. Dr. Adeola, the second question. Yeah.
Yeah, adding to that, NHIS, guest offices, research centers and institutes are areas that we can actually explore to go and do IT. During our master's in UI, I insisted I wanted to go to NHIS headquarters in Abuja. And the school said they cannot come and visit only one student there. Are you getting? So this is type of issues, challenges that come our way. But the schools.
Mr. Gabriel, you seem to carry the whole thing here.
Now, the second question was on.
The second question on technicians, yeah.
Why can't God
Stop it.
stop it? God will not stop it. You know, we are brothers. We are brothers
And sisters.
and sisters. I will only tell you the truth.
Please listen carefully.
The truth. Medical laboratory science were living when they shut down all their schools and only Ambus Ali run their DMNS program. If there is anything to be shut down, it is all your OND, HND that will be shut down. They will now need you. Why? There are two major cadres: technician cadre, officers cadre. It was the technology cadre we had was a baby of circumstance. Technician program will remain for people who found themselves. I met a sister here today. My very old sister, she told me she will go here. I mean, she had a meeting outside, and that's why she left. Sister Jumi. Sister Jumi is a graduate. Sister Jumi has been doing great. I mean, during the days of holding Saka, Naka, we meet in conferences. When she handles mic, I'm going to look at her like this. She's a public speaker. She just left. I don't know whether. So, that kind of a person is already made. She's only looking for a certification in HIM so that she can have a stand to be able to be an health informatics. So whether she can not find her going into any technician program just to be licensed, that's what she's looking for. For such people, they will enjoy the technician program. Now, every other people who have been working in the hospital 10 years, 20 years, those are the kind of people the technician programs are meant for. And that is the bitter truth. So, people who don't have information, of course, once you don't have information, you can be informed. And that's just a pity there. But the real thing is that we want to encourage people. You can always navigate. If people who already have masters in other fields can come and obtain our JAM form, run our HND programs, what's up with the technician who has finished 3-year program to obtain JAM and run BSc or you think so? If you know, I have told you, I have come to tell you the bitter truth. The truth is always bitter, and that's what is playing out here. So let people who don't know get to know. If you want to further with ease in HIM, ensure that from day one you run a program that you have gotten your admission through JAM. That's the sermon here. If by any chance you get to run technician program and you know that you are not ready to run the route of being a middle level officer, once you get the knowledge, take a reverse gear, and God will help us and lead us in the right path in Jesus' name.
Amen. Dr. Babel.
Thank you.
Quickly.
Yes, I will take the question 1 and 2 together. Now, for question 1, can you describe ND2? Yes. The thing says, come up higher, right? If you want to go up higher, actually, that is the way to go. Because if you are not a hard calculation, you see that once you get the education, you want to go further. Because these people have their limit points.
Yeah.
Like for technician, you are employed at 13 or by 14. For HND, you start from the 14. For PhD, from 8 to 15 or 17 as the case may be. Imagine that Achiman had BSc from the onset, people thought that prof. But we keep cycling, okay, on the same spot. People will go to school on LTech. Nowadays, they will do 3 years. They go back to NT again, start on ND2. Now, another 3 years for HND.
Yes.
Yeah, they go and do BSc.
Yes.
It was better that they had to change it because some students that had technician were brilliant. They had also your technician with 21. So if you want to go higher, your ND to BSc is the way to go. The secondly, for second question, I want to believe that God can stop technician, but we stakeholders must keep hammering it. But we need to give catalysis. We need to put pressure on them. God seems to have people of the same idea. Those old people, they are there. They are released of ideas. They need to start leading young people of different ideas. Now, God can stop technician. Our enemy friends are the technician. If we do stop a technician at any level, we not stop technician. Okay? And if you don't do further,
Medical lab still on technician. Pharmacy still on technician.
why would we get the money? Okay, once you write your board exams, you are licensed to practice. So what can get our money, okay, through industry, through licensing, and through the board exams. So I believe if we continue to work better on the board and ask them that these people are too young to keep them on one spot, saying that they are going to handle program, people of 15 years, 19 years. So why do we not stop the program and let's move away MD, once you have an engineer with a technician? But once you go further, HND technology, BSc officer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Babel. There are other 2 questions at the back. After that question, we'll run these sections of panel discussion. I have other questions here. If you see other questions, please put them on paper and then let me have it. Sister, let's go.
Yes, sir. My question is it advisable for HND students to go for BSc? Or divert to other courses like data analytics, health information, or health informatics. Then I still have another question. Like, can we go for PGD, then masters instead of BSc? Then once we are done with our HND, we normally go for service. So what are we other going for BSc? Are we still going to service?
Mr. Babel.
You have to spread it out. You are not an officer to go at BSc. So if you want to become an officer, you have to attain your BSc. As whether going for service or going for BSc, that is your own personal decision. Okay, you can choose. If your age range is still within the accepted age range for NYSC, you can go for BSc and afterwards service. But if you feel the service is what you want to, you can do service and probably go for BSc afterwards.
Thank you very much, sir. I hope that answered our sister's questions. Another question here says,
As for the PGD, it depends on you too. Actually, you need to collect HND for the MHI masters. The MHI masters was the original masters. But not school will accept HND for an academic masters. You must not go between the professional masters and academic masters. Someone that has NPA now, master of public admin, that's a professional master. Someone that has MSc in public admin, that's an academic master. So for academic masters, you need your BSc or your HND plus PhD to go. But for professional masters, some schools they accept HND.
thank you very much, sir. Okay, I'll come to where the last person with the question.
Go on.
Okay, there's a question here. When you people tell people that you should study, when you tell people, that's part of what we're talking about. When you tell people that you should study here, the next time they say it's car ritual, it is discouraging. What can you say to defend ourselves when that situation arises? Majority answer the question. You are no longer a car. You are an earth. Thank you. Another one here says, Many of us have no knowledge about HIM. We just joined because of JAM. What advice can you give us, ma'am? How to Okay, they asked, okay. Another question said, why is technician not cancelled? Okay, we've answered this one. The last one, okay, I think this is for me. Mr. Ezekiel, can I apply to your hospitals where you work? Yes, you can apply. I'll be done with my HND this year. And also, if I want to apply for my NYSC, do your hospital accept NYSC? Yes, we now accept COP member to serve, but on a condition. Or hold on a condition. You will be interviewed, and then if you pass the interview, even as COP member, you'll be allowed to serve. And the service, I will tell you, it comes with a lot of benefits. Can you work in St. Nicholas? The answer is long, but it's long years. Because if you are going to work with us in St. Nicholas, you must have a certain background that we want you to be on. I can't employ you, and then all you know is about retrieving and putting cards. You are not fit to that kind of setting. So like they've been talking about, you need to upskill your game. A lot of people who are here have been talking from, like I said at the beginning of this panel, talking from a government angle. For us in private sectors, we are clear about business. We are into business. And so everything about us is business. And when you're talking about business, you'll be talking about HMO activities. And here talking about NHIA and NHIS. You'll be talking about claim management and billing. You'll be talking about clinical documentation audit. You'll be talking about reconciliation, medical reconciliation. You'll be talking about claim management. And there are lots. So those are our subspecialties in our facilities where we work. Policy administration and reconciliation. Those are areas where we focus on because we deal with a group of people who believe in all those areas. Thank you. Another question here. Well done, sir. Well done, ma'am. Are you saying we can't work with our professional diploma, Mr. Babe?
So, if you are a state worker, for instance, you start on 7 at best, you can make on 14 if you are fortunate. And fortunate can make at 13. However, it may just to know that even the government establishment are beginning to do away with technicians. You know, they want to employ those that they feel can do better. You know, for instance, now I was talking to the HOD of Impex some time ago. He was saying that they don't employ technicians, that they prefer agent holders, and so why not see? You are here, come up higher. Why not go higher? Why use yourself? If truly you want to go higher, then you want to stop at that level.
Thank you very much, sir. Ma'am, will you employ technician in your department or in public domain?
Well, to me, certificate is not what is important, but what is important is what you have as an individual. Because I can have an officer with me and will be worse off than a technician. In the Ministry of Health, we do employ technicians, we employ officers. But what we want to see is, I have, like, those things, I can say that there has been a pace that has been set, and those behind me are struggling people to make up with it. So if they are coming, just like what he said, you must have what you want to deliver. That's why it's important. Be a technician, and you know your competence in a lot of areas. The first thing is IT. All the claim issue was talking about is not about IT. EMR is about IT. How conversant are you on the computer? What are the applications you are very conversant with? Those are the things you need to go back to do. Because a lot of you just, when you are doing computer science, you do a lot of horrors. You don't focus on your phone can help you. You can do a lot of things with your phone that can help you. So I can, if opportunity or vacancy is available, we can employ both technician and officer. But what is important is your individual progress. That's what is important to me.
Thank you very much. We'll take one more question from the audience. Mr. Debayo has a question. Can we have him quickly? And then we have other people here to run it up. Mr. Debayo. After that, we have one or two contributions from the audience to give room for one or two contributions.
Thank you, sir. I want to direct this question to Dr. Adeojo. I know you are a university lecturer, and over the time you have discovered gaps between those that after they've done their ND, HND, they go directly to BSc, talking about professional orientation gaps, than those that left from technician and ND directly to BSc. So, what's the problem? Is there lapses in the university curriculum, or what is actually responsible? Because it's obvious. Aside those that can stand out, that are brilliant, discover that there are gaps. What do we do about that, and what is the cause?
Thank you, Dr. Adeojo. Question is asking on people that have HND, they are more practical on the job than those who are in BSc. Your reaction?
Let me have. Battery is gone.
I want to get this. You can use that one. Let me have that one.
Hi, thank you. Sabayo, let me affirm that you are 100% correct. I teach, and of course, I work in the federal facility, so I affirm that you are absolutely correct with what you have said. But come to think of it,
Battery.
from part 1, when I was admitted into School of Health Information Management at OAT, I've been doing 12 hours practicals per week. 8 to 4 on Mondays, 8 to 4 on Wednesdays, 8 to 4 on Fridays. And when you get to ND2, possibly twice, 8 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. Are you getting it? You want to compare that experience I gained on the job with someone who just say, let me also shock you that it is not just about HND technician alone. It is also about the institutions where these people are trained. I also observed further that people who were trained within teaching hospitals, where they are exposed to more practical and more vast than people who were trained in standalone institutions. These are the facts. But now, we now have the BSEHRN here with us in Nigeria. And the students run their program in the university. And then, in the university curriculum, they have a whole semester, I think 6 months or so, for practicals. It is our belief that when the BSc curriculum fully takes over, this gap will be bridged. But there is nothing, there is little or nothing we can do about that for now. That's a fact. Once people get to part 3 now, they go for their 6 months IT. We believe that 6 months we should be able to cover grants. Now, I want to chip in this issue of technician, BSc, so that people who are in technician program will not feel like perhaps they have made great mistakes in life. No. I work with Federal Medical Center. As of today, we have 26 officers, 44 technicians. Yes, there's nothing bad in having technicians. This year, we have employed about 6 technicians, maybe 3 officers. This year, we still employ technicians. But what we are saying is that when they come in, when they are employed, they want to further. It will be better for them to further early so that they can do their conversion on time. And when they want to further now, they will ask for their JAMB number. So if you know that you want to toe the line or you want to have you want to be an officer that will become director like we are talking about, it will be better to follow that route of OND, BSc, rather than technician. But you can be a technician and do well and excel at workplace. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay. One more question, is a lecturer actually from Univet. Please extend the mic. We want to round up this section in 10-15 minutes time.
Thank you very much for this event. My question is to Mr. Gabe. I believe you are working in a technician institution. And I've had cases of people that reached out to you who were graduates of that school, who are interested in doing direct entry to the university, but they did not. Simply because the school did not regularize them. So is there a way, I don't know if, I believe that you are a stakeholder, and if there's a way you can help the future of this one, because there are too many. And it's not all families that have the resources to send a child that has gone for 3 years to go back to start all over again. So is there a thing that is true? Because I know, I am aware, I have a limited information that in JAMB office, if you have some kind of relationship with them, though it might not be completely open, that students that have passed their year, they can actually issue them a JAMB regularization, a JAMB admission letter backdated. Is there a way you can help your graduate? There are too many. Every now and then they keep coming to the department, but we can't help them because they don't have a JAMB admission letter. Can the department work with the school? Then ask them to pay. I know they will pay. And probably go and that one and see a way we can get them JAMB admission letter. Somebody has talking today, that was her case. In fact, in our own case, she picked it from another school. I was telling my brother, she had had a question here. And she was able to get that JAMB admission letter. Though for her, it came late and she could no longer come. So I'm just putting it to you. If there's something the department can do with the school. And then you have too many graduates that are not able to go ahead. That's what I want to say.
Thank you, Mr. Gabe. I think today is for you. Probably we have to give you back again for this kind of interaction. 1 minute.
Thank you. The technician students in the house, your case is not an hopeless one, so don't be scared. Like I mentioned earlier, I said some schools still find their way around these things, and I mentioned available computers. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we are making efforts, okay? But no, I can't say anything about it.
In public, you will know how
Complaints are in program, okay? And when you commence the program, they only have a grant to commence. Do not have full application. And even our parents are in that strategy. So we are using that opportunity to work something even for those that don't come to JAMB. So God helping us, will be able to.
Let's put our hands together for Jesus. We just being heard that don't lose hope. There is work going on. And for those who are in Akure, this is people in power who you can hold their leg. We brought them right before you plainly. Please grab them and then your problem is solved. Before we have contribution from the board of director of Achiman, somebody's asking a question there. Can technician run direct to BS? I think that question has been answered. Yes, our lecturer from Unimed just make a case for you. Another one says, sir, I would like to speak better on our communication among students because it is embarrassing speaking native language or lab codes. Is it lab codes? No. But the question is, it's embarrassing about our communication and interaction. It's still brought that to you, Mr. Gabe, in school. What do we, like today is for you. So, how do you address that question? And our moment will help us to capital.
Like I rightly said, learn yourself is a practical thing, okay? We never have to start chasing around. It's you that want to calm yourself. You have to build that confidence amongst yourself and know that you are not inferior to anybody. And you are willing to learn and willing to skill. You don't be telling that saying, don't you have that? Not possible. But if it's you that know your honor, that feel like they can, I am future, and you have a lot of courage and self-esteem. So it's all that for you. When you have your friends, meetings and stuff, you communicate yourself and you need to calm yourself, okay? Don't feel inferior to anybody, don't feel to anybody, don't feel to myself, don't feel to other areas. So it is you that need to push up yourself and, make them feel like they use you are important. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, also, because the person was actually talking about communication.
Yeah.
And I also observed it. It comes back to what Mr. Babel was saying the other time about from moving from probate, moving into
So, yeah.
because they just pick every garbages from other professions
I'm talking now.
and dump in that profession. Because I have experienced that people cannot even write their name. So somebody that cannot write their name properly will not be able to communicate well. So what I will implore us is how we can help ourselves. You are in Gen Z generation. The generation thinks is being made easier for you. You all have Android phone. Go on Meta AI, ChatGPT. You can help yourself. There are lots of videos on communication. There are lots of videos on English conversation. How you can converse with people. So you can go online and do that instead of sitting on that.
So we wrote to the board. We flew some and later flew to Abuja to meet with them, but they stopped it. They didn't approve it. Wow. So recently, I get the way around with Lagos and then we start employing youth corps. So, I beg you to deploy, start. And so we are having 2 guys in our facility now. I tell you that we pay them more than federal government. Yes, that is clear. Pay them health insurance and a lot more. So their incentive is there for you to work with, but you must be the best in your where you are coming from. We don't take mediocrity for granted, for chance. What's the difference between retainership? I will explain this to you or in our other section. Retainers are those who are under companies who open an account with a particular organization and they pay upfront. We have partnered with Chevron, for example. They deposit 50 million, 100 million for 1 month. They finish it, they don't finish it. It's our money. And then we go. So that's the organization where I work. That's why I said to us, health is business. And I'm not only sitting down doing medical record job. I'm having meeting with Chevron, Achiman, 11 PLC.